Welcome to Mind Awakened. Have you ever felt lost, overwhelmed, or trapped in unhelpful habits? Do you long for a reset, a chance to truly change, but don't know where to start? Each day brings challenges that can make us feel stuck in a cycle of unfulfillment. But what if the key to lasting change is within us, waiting to be unlocked? Buddhism teaches that inner transformation is not only possible, but essential for a life of true peace and purpose. Imagine a gardener tending to an overgrown garden. Each thorny tangle represents a negative habit or fear. The gardener could ignore the mess or start clearing one branch at a time. Even the most complex inner gardens can be cultivated with steady care and commitment. Our beliefs often condition us to think that certain things will bring happiness. By observing our thoughts and emotions, we can identify patterns. Our cravings and desires aren't random. They're shaped by past experiences and societal expectations. Take material possessions, for instance. From a young age, we're taught that happiness is linked to owning things. A new phone, a bigger house, more money. However, when we examine this closely, we find that the joy these things bring is fleeting. We always want more, and what once seemed fulfilling often leaves us empty. This happens because we attach happiness to things incapable of providing lasting satisfaction. But what if we could change this perspective and detach our happiness from external circumstances? True happiness doesn't come from possessions. It comes from within. It arises from understanding who we are, recognizing what we truly need, and releasing what no longer serves us. When we let go of attachment, we open ourselves to a powerful sense of freedom. Freedom is not about acquiring more, but needing less, and finding contentment with what we have. This is a fundamental principle in Buddhism, that real happiness comes not from accumulating, but from letting go. How do we start this process? The first step is mindfulness, paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations as they arise. It allows us to pause and question whether our desires are truly necessary or just temporary distractions. Initially, this can be challenging, as our minds are accustomed to chasing desires. Yet with practice, it becomes easier, and we feel lighter as we let go. We no longer carry the burden of constant wanting and needing. We simply exist in the moment. Another key to overcoming suffering is understanding impermanence. Everything in life changes. Our bodies, relationships, jobs, nothing remains the same forever. Often, we resist change out of fear, but embracing impermanence frees us from the fear of loss. By accepting that change is inevitable, we live with greater peace, appreciating what we have without clinging to it. This doesn't mean we stop caring. Instead, we stop viewing things as the source of happiness. We learn to enjoy life fully without fear of losing it, to love without attachment, and find a profound form of freedom. Understanding suffering's nature is crucial for self-improvement. It involves changing our relationship with pain and discomfort, not avoiding them. Suffering is an opportunity for growth. By understanding its causes, we can break free from the cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. Through mindfulness and acceptance, we create a life of peace, contentment, and genuine happiness. This is just the beginning of the journey. As we continue, we'll explore specific steps and practices to transform our minds and lives. For now, reflect on this teaching. Can you identify where attachment causes suffering in your life? Can you start letting go of things that no longer serve you? Doing so marks the first steps toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the world. Embracing impermanence and releasing attachment, we acknowledge that everything changes. People change, situations change, and even our feelings change moment by moment. This truth of impermanence teaches us to embrace change rather than fear it. Why is this crucial for transforming our lives? Consider how attachment to fleeting things creates suffering. Holding tightly to something, a job, a relationship, a plan, leads to fear of losing it, anxiety about the future, and frustration with the present. This attachment prevents us from experiencing peace. Reflect on a time you were deeply attached to something. Perhaps a relationship you wanted to last forever, or a dream that didn't unfold as expected. When it ended, did it feel like part of you was lost? This is the result of attachment. Clinging to something traps us in the belief that it defines our happiness. We forget that happiness depends not on what we have, but on how we approach life. The Buddha taught that attachment causes suffering, trapping us in a cycle of wanting and needing. When desires go unmet, we feel frustration and despair, like grasping for a flower in a field. We often believe that lasting happiness comes from holding on to things, but this can leave us feeling empty when they fade away. By understanding impermanence, we can release our need to control and embrace change. Picture watching waves at the shore. They constantly move and change, just like life. Relationships, jobs, and emotions all follow this natural rhythm. Embracing change doesn't mean becoming detached in a cold way. It's about appreciating moments without clinging to them. Recognizing life's constant changes allows us to enjoy each experience fully, free from the fear of loss. This is the middle way in Buddhism, balancing attachment without fear, experiencing life as it unfolds, and finding peace in acceptance. Awareness is key to this practice. Mindfulness is a transformative practice that invites us to pause and live with intention. Imagine sitting with a cup of tea. Instead of drinking absent-mindedly, mindfulness calls us to savor it as if for the first time, noticing the warmth, aroma, and taste. This simple act has profound effects, allowing us to understand our minds, recognize habits, and choose responses aligned with our values. In Buddhism, mindfulness is crucial for seeing clearly and breaking free from suffering caused by reacting without awareness. It's about observing thoughts and emotions without attachment, fostering presence in every moment. Though challenging, consistent practice brings focus and peace. Mindfulness isn't just meditation, it's integrating awareness into daily life, enriching our understanding and compassion. Mindfulness serves as a transformative tool, breaking us free from thought and behavior patterns that keep us stuck. It reconnects us with ourselves, others, and the world, fostering greater peace, happiness, and wisdom. Through mindfulness, we grasp reality's true nature, the impermanence of all things, the interconnectedness of beings, and our potential for growth. As we delve into self-discipline, an essential path to transformation, remember mindfulness is not a destination, but a daily practice. Self-discipline, often misunderstood as a burden, is actually the key to freedom. Without it, we remain trapped in cycles of doubt and impulsiveness. Picture your mind as a wild horse. Self-discipline is the gentle guide steering it towards your highest good, cultivating a life of peace and clarity. Focus intently on the task at hand, doing what needs to be done without distraction. This doesn't mean working tirelessly without rest, but rather establishing a balance between effort and relaxation. Know when to push forward and when to step back and recharge. But what if we falter, lose focus, or slip into old habits. The key is to practice self-compassion. Buddhist teachings remind us that we are all imperfect and mistakes are part of the journey. The Buddha emphasized patience and perseverance. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, learning from experiences, and staying committed to our path. Transformation is a process, not an overnight change. What do you think about this? Imagine responding to challenges not with anger, but with understanding. Consider telling yourself, I don't know the struggles this person faces, but I recognize their suffering. By choosing this path, you break the cycle of harm, opting for kindness and peace. This choice begins a transformative healing process, mending the wounds created by anger and bitterness. Remember, practicing compassion doesn't mean allowing others to harm us or exploit our generosity. In Buddhism, compassion is coupled with wisdom. It requires discernment, knowing when to extend kindness and when to protect oneself. Compassion is not a weakness, but a strength, demanding courage to face others' suffering and to offer help. It encourages us to heal rather than retaliate, nurturing strength within our hearts. Finding balance in life involves nurturing both body and mind. Exercising regularly, in a sustainable and enjoyable manner, benefits not just physical health, but mental well-being too. Emotionally, we often swing between extremes, bottling up feelings or reacting impulsively. Both lead to suffering. The middle way encourages acknowledging emotions and responding thoughtfully, without letting them control us or suppressing them. In relationships, we might be overly accommodating or too self-centered. The middle way teaches balance, listening with compassion while setting boundaries. It allows us to enjoy life without clinging to desires, recognizing impermanence. By embracing moderation, we progress, free from perfection's pressure. Meditation exemplifies this. Approaching it without force or expectation fosters a peaceful mind. Balance helps us navigate life's ups and downs gracefully, living with intention and breaking negative cycles. Repeating negative thoughts and reactions leads to ongoing frustration unless we consciously break the cycle. This repetition is often attributed to karma, the law of cause and effect. Every action, word, and thought leaves a mark, influencing future experiences. Kindness and clarity cultivate positive karma, while anger or selfishness sow seeds of negativity. Karma isn't about punishment or reward. It's about the reality we create through our actions and thoughts. The power to change lies in our present responses. Imagine reacting with impatience when faced with delays. This impatience affects relationships and peace of mind, creating a karmic pattern. However, by choosing patience and kindness, we break this cycle. Awareness and mindfulness help us plant new seeds for a more positive future. Mindfulness, compassion, wisdom, and discipline are crucial elements of the path. It's time to put this wisdom into action. But before proceeding, ask yourself, are you ready to continue? The first step on the path to change can feel monumental, and the journey may seem long and challenging. Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and that step can transform everything. True change is gradual, like a plant growing, its roots deepening over time. Buddhism teaches us that change is inevitable, and so are we. Even the wisest continue to learn and evolve. Be patient with yourself, trusting that each step contributes to your growth. Thank you for joining this journey. Subscribe for more insights to help transform your life.